In 1996, the Russian parliament declared that the document ending the Soviet Union was illegal. In 2025, presidential advisor Anton Kobyakov went even further. The Soviet Union, he said, never legally ceased to exist. Today we're going to examine that document, the Belavezha Accords, and ask a simple question. Was the end of the Soviet Union actually legal? Let's look at the evidence. December 8, 1991. 3 leaders meet in a Belarusian hunting lodge. They sign a single document. Its preamble reads, "We, the Republic of Belarus, the Russian Federation, and Ukraine, as founder states of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics and signatories of the Union Treaty of 1922, hereby declare that the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, as a subject of international law and geopolitical reality, no longer exists." Article 5 promises to acknowledge and respect each other's territorial integrity and the inviolability of existing borders. Article 14 delivers the kill shot. The activities of organs of the former USSR in the territories of the states members of the Commonwealth are hereby terminated. 3 men, 1 document. Was it legal? The case against the Accords is straightforward. First, Soviet law already had a secession process. The 1990 secession law required a 5-year transition, a 2/3 majority referendum, minority veto rights, and approval from the Congress of People's Deputies. The Belavezha signers ignored all of it. Second, just 9 months earlier, the Soviet Union held a referendum. 76.4% of citizens, about 113 million people, voted to preserve the USSR. Under Soviet law, that vote was binding. The 3 leaders overruled it in a single night. Third, the USSR had 15 republics. Only 3 were in the room. The other 12 weren't consulted. When Mikhail Gorbachev learned what had happened, he confronted Boris Yeltsin. "The 3 of you got together, but who gave you any such authorization?" Even Leonid Kravchuk, one of the signers, later admitted. The signing of the Belavezha Accords was a coup d'etat which was completed peacefully. But the defense has answers. First, the signers argued they weren't seceding. They just were rescinding the 1922 treaty that created the Soviet Union in the first place. Russia, Ukraine and Belarus were 3 of the 4 original founders. The 4th, the Transcaucasian Republic, had been dissolved in 1936. Legal advisor Sergei Shakrai argued that since these republics tied the political knot in 1922, only they could untie it. Second, by December 1991, the Soviet state was already collapsing. Historian Vladislav Zubok called it a carcass. The August coup had failed. Inflation reached 250% per month, and just 1 week earlier, 90% of Ukrainians voted for independence. Third, 2 weeks after the accords were signed, 11 republics signed the Alma-Ata Declaration. They retroactively legitimized what had already been done. So what's the verdict? Under Soviet law as it existed in 1991, the Belavezha Accords were almost certainly unconstitutional. 3 republics made a unilateral decision for 15. They bypassed the secession law. They ignored a binding referendum. But historically, they formalized the death of a state that was already brain dead. And this is why it matters today. In August 1991, 4 months before the Accords, Yeltsin's press secretary, Pavel Vochachanov, issued a warning. Russia, he said, reserved the right to revise its boundaries with any republic that left the Union. He specifically named 2 regions, Crimea and the Donbas. 14 years later, Vladimir Putin called the Soviet collapse the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century. And in 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. The Belavezha question isn't academic. It's the legal argument Russia uses to claim Ukraine's borders, and Ukraine itself were never legitimate. So, what do you think? Necessary dissolution or historic theft? Subscribe if you want more videos examining the documents behind modern conflicts.